Hi guys, today we're gonna watch a video. Artists who stole their biggest song. Ooh, bro, this is red stuff. This is red stuff, like for real. Like, why they even doing this? Like, I know. Maybe if it's a cleared sample song, like where give credibility, it's okay. But if you just like stole from someone, just whole idea of song, without any credits or that stuff, it's fucked up, bro. Okay, let's go. Let's watch this.
You may have heard the phrase good artists copy, great artists steal, but when it comes to the music industry, people don't always see it that way. From having to pay $20 million to fans not even being able to tell the songs apart, there are a lot of artists who have been accused of stealing their biggest songs. So today we're going to be looking into some of these cases, starting off with Vanilla Ice. Real quick, I want to say some of these instances are more, definitely ripoffs, and others are a little bit more tricky than that. Copyright law is very complex, and you can win a lawsuit claiming someone stole your song without them even intentionally doing so. So make sure to let me know in the comments below if you guys think these songs are ripoffs or not. And I'm not sure if YouTube will let me play them. I'm gonna try to, but if not, I'll link all the songs in the description below. Now let's continue. This is probably one of the biggest and most controversial versions of an artist stealing their biggest song, and it's when Queen and David Bowie stole Vanilla Ice's track Ice Ice Baby. That was a joke if you couldn't tell. In 1990, Vanilla Ice released his smash hit Ice Ice Baby, a song that broke multiple records, like being the first hip-hop song to top the Billboard Hot 100. But the song also was instantly recognized for sampling Queen and David Bowie's 1981 track Under Pressure. If you haven't heard both tracks, the bass line does sound identical. This was during the time that sampling was a very new and controversial thing, and copyright law was still catching up, and this track is probably one of the biggest reasons for sampling controversy. Originally, Ice Ice Baby was released as a B-side, but after a DJ decided to play the B-side of this record, he found out that fans really liked this track. They invested into a music video, promoted the track more, and it went crazy. Very quickly, fans of Bowie and Queen attacked Vanilla Ice for this, and he was constantly asked questions about it in interviews. At first, he just straight up lied about sampling the record, saying that the bass line was ever so slightly different.
We sampled them from him, but it's not the same bass line. Like he goes ding 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 ding. That's the way theirs goes. Ours goes ding 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 ding.
I don't know what he meant by we sampled from them, but it's not the same bass.
Bro, what? he's just like din 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 din, and another like just did longer his sound, I know. Definitely he stole. Definitely, why you even hiding it,
Baseline, that's not how sampling works. And he changed his story a few times, saying in a later interview, the way I do stuff is to go through old records that my brother has. He used to listen to rock and roll and stuff like that. I listened to funk and hip hop because rock wasn't really my era. But having a brother like that, well, I just mixed the two. And he had a copy of Under Pressure. And putting those sounds to hip hop was great. But because of the casualness of sampling back then, Queen and David Bowie were not credited as writers or anything for the sample and were not compensated. Freddie Mercury, who was the frontman of Queen, well, his assistant said she remembered when he first heard the song. She said at first he thought he was listening to Under Pressure and then realized that someone had just ripped off their track. Apparently it was amusing to him, and he said to his manager, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. The drummer from Queen, Roger Taylor, said, a white rapper from Florida? Great. And the guitarist, Brian May, said, rap doesn't really appeal to me. It didn't seem as if the band cared too much, but they did opt to sue for royalties. They settled out of court, but Vanilla Ice had to give Queen and David Bowie back pay as well as credit them and pay royalties going forward. Vanilla Ice later claimed in 2017 that he bought the rights to Under Pressure, and he also flat out admitted to sampling.
But you were sampling David Bowie, Queen.
Oh yeah,
Under
come
Pressure.
on, of course.
Okay. But wait, I thought you tried to explain that. No, I was saying dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun.
you were. I was being a
That was a court
jackass.
case.
You gotta understand, I was jackass before Johnny Knoxville. I'm a clown. I love to. I don't take myself too serious.
Okay.
I don't take anything too serious.
But it cost you, though.
Well, that was also in the middle of the lawsuit, and it actually worked out well because the lawsuit was a lot of money. So it was more. It was better for me to. I actually learned about publishing because of the lawsuit, because that's where I ended up actually buying the song, because it was actually David Bowie and Queen.
Yeah.
And so they didn't have the actual rights to it, so I went to Brian May and I actually bought the song. And
The guitar player for Queen.
Yeah, but I actually own the song. So I bought it like Michael Jackson owns the Beatles. It was cheaper than the lawsuit. So Under Pressure, Ice Ice Baby, same difference. They're both my
So
songs.
it's yours now?
Yeah, it's been since the lawsuit.
However, a spokesperson for Queen said that this wasn't entirely true. They said an arrangement was made whereby the publishing and the song was shared. Regardless, to this day, people are still making fun of Vanilla Ice for this, accusing him of stealing all over the comments of the song. For example, the top comment on the Ice Ice Baby music video is a quote from Freddie Mercury saying, "You can do anything you want with my music, just don't make it boring." Another fan said, "Queen makes Under Pressure, Vanilla Ice, it's free real estate," which is actually funny because he had a real estate TV show. And while most people agree that Vanilla Ice's track was a blatant ripoff, many fans were much more empathetic sympathetic for Robin Thicke and Pharrell. In 2013, Robin Thicke released his hit song Blurred Lines alongside Pharrell Williams and T.I. Pharrell was one of the main producers and writers.
Pharrell Williams, it's good producer. I did hear him, like his few songs. If you want to, I can react, by the way, like put like, subscribe, you can donate me to react to his tracks or write in comments. Maybe I will react, but if you donate me, 100%, bro. I forget.
On the track as well. This song was a
he good producer, good musician by himself, like
smash hit and broke Robin Thicke out to a much larger audience. And eventually it became one of the best-selling singles of all time. That's not like an exaggeration either, that's a fact. But there was a problem with this song, and it was that it sounded similar to Marvin Gaye's 1977 song, Got to Give It Up. I'll give you guys an example. The sound of the percussion and the bass line and the overall vibe of the song was very similar. So to be fair, I can get where they're coming from. Marvin Gaye passed away in the 80s though, so his family and record label claimed that this was copyright infringement. The estate and label contacted Robin and Pharrell saying that they wanted some money. So Robin and Pharrell responded by filing a complaint for declaratory relief. Basically, they were saying, before you even sue us, let's just ask the court if they think they can even sue us for this. And they did. Oh, and they were also saying that Blurred Lines infringed on Sexy Ways by Marvin Gaye too, but Got to Give It Up was the main focus. During the trial, they played the sheet music for the jury, and the jury sided with Gaye's estate, who were paid a total of $7.4 million in damages. Eventually, though, they recalculated it and were owed $5.3 million in damages instead, which is still a ton of money. They were also awarded royalties as well, which is probably quite a bit more money.
Yeah, 5 million for percussions? Bruh.
Money, considering it's one of the best-selling songs.
I just delete this. Just delete and put another percussions and like, fuck you.
Of all time. Robin, in a very fitting manner, tried to shift the blame on Pharrell, saying that he showed up to the studio high and drunk, so Pharrell made most of the song anyway, which to be fair is true. Pharrell did write and produce the majority of the track, and he actually owned 65% of it. T.I. was also dismissed from the suit since all he did was add a verse on the track. Robin later said in an interview that Marvin's song did inspire his, although he had no intentions to steal it.
One of my
Bro, but this is a little bit red stuff, like like this. You can agree with your bro who you write song with, but like when ship is drowning, you like, no, I'm get out of here. I was drunk, I was high. It's not my problem, like, bro.
favorite songs of all time was
Still, he's right in this situation because of like he didn't write it, but bro, still.
Marvin Gaye's Got to Give It Up. And
Like you have some 35% or something royalty from this song, bro. You need get responsibility, yeah.
so we tried to, get a little groove like that going.
Pharrell also defended the song, saying it was completely different.
If you read music, all you gotta do is read the sheet music. It's completely different.
Marvin's daughter was also interviewed on the news to give her thoughts on the verdict.
I'm so filled with emotion right now that it's hard to get the words out, but this was a miracle.
A lot of people in the comments of this video in particular were upset about Marvin's estate calling them money hungry. They said stuff like, honestly, if Marvin Gaye were still alive, he'd probably be ashamed of his family to see what they did to music law and to fellow artists like himself. What are we going to be able to copyright next? Basic chord progressions? Any type of drum beat that's used in punk rock? Because there's only a handful of those. Even Stevie Wonder chimed in saying it was a completely different song. So in general, it seemed like a lot of the fans and musicians agreed with Pharrell, but the jury did not. And I'm saying Pharrell because he did most of the work. Also, a fun fact, Marvin Gaye's family also claimed around this time that Pharrell's hit single Happy was another copy of Marvin's work. They said that it sounded like Ain't That Peculiar by Marvin Gaye, with his daughter and ex-wife saying the song sounded very similar.
Bro, we just want money, bro.
They never said they were going to pursue legal action for this one, but who knows, maybe next time the funds are running low, they'll file another suit. This lawsuit from Marvin Gaye's family in particular seems to have opened the floodgates for many more lawsuits to come, as Bruno Mars quickly found out afterwards. Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars was released back in 2014.
Ooh,
the
I
song
know
is
this song.
inspired by the 1980s funk genre, but received some criticism due to its sound lacking originality, which will later be the basis for a lawsuit. However, commercially, it still went crazy, going diamond, topping the charts for 14 consecutive weeks, and it ended up being Bruno Mars' biggest song to date. Apparently, Uptown Funk was created during a freestyle studio session.
But why they don't just buy this copyright claims, like it's easier, it's cheaper and stuff, like, or just redo this sound, you can redo a little bit, like a little bit, like if it's only mood, but a little bit like similar, it's not a copyright claim,
session while Mars was on tour, and Mark Ronson had previously produced some songs for Bruno, which led to this collaboration. The song took Bruno and Ronson 7 months to create, recording multiple versions along the way due to frustration with how it kept turning out. In an NPR video, Ronson explained why they worked so hard on perfecting this.
I think in music nowadays, we need add the term of like, what did you inspired by, like, and read all the songs. What is like was you was inspired by to be, I don't know, more clear, or in this situation, like, kind of. Maybe you did this for inspiration just, or maybe you just want to steal. And if you will be more like wiser about this thing, more, not writer, you'll be right with stuff, I don't know even what to do in this situation. Because sometimes it's ridiculous when chord progressions are copyright claim. No, it's not. Like, there's only few melodies, bro. It's not much notes to write on.
The song saying, when you're doing something that doesn't sound like anything else on the radio at the time, you almost need to like ironclad it to make sure it gets through. You have to put these hooks in it. You've got to make sure you've got all that ear candy in it to get it through the gate. But while the song was dominating the radio and was extremely popular for years to come, a ton of lawsuits began to pile up as soon as the song released. The first was from the Gap Band, who sued in 2015 for similarities to their 1979 song Oops Upside Your Head. Also in 2015, Serbian artist Victoria claimed that Uptown Funk copied her song Ulis Mraz Ne Nisu Za Divojok beats me. I don't know how to say that shit. But in the end, she decided not to sue. Then in 2016, the electro-funk band Collage sued, alleging Uptown Funk copied their 1983 song Young Girls. And in 2017, rap group The Sequence also sued, claiming Bruno and Ronson ripped off their 1979 song Funk You Up. Again, in the same year, the band Zapp sued for similarities to their 1980 song More Bounce to the Ounce. And there are definitely some similarities between most of these songs. So as you can see, a lot of people came looking for either credit or money once this song blew up. But in 2018, Collage and Zapp dropped their suits with no confirmation on if the cases were settled out of court. On the other hand, The Sequence did end up settling out of court, but the details of what went down are not public, which leaves us with the only real lawsuit winner, the Gap Band, who alongside 2 others that helped create Oops Upside Your Head were added as co-writers months after Uptown Funk's release. On top of this, they were to receive 17% of publishing royalties after the suit was settled out of court. And ironically enough, in 2024, Bruno's publishing company went after Miley Cyrus, suing her for allegedly copying his When I Was Your Man with her hit song Flowers, but the case was dismissed. So
when you just making from someone's, when someone strike you, when you in dark side, you also will be striking another one. Yep.
For Bruno and Ronson, it seems that there were a mix of cash grabs and some legit claims of copyright, with some fans speculating it's just a result of the Marvin Gaye-Robin Thicke lawsuit, which seems to have opened a lot of doors for people trying to sue popular artists. And while Bruno Mars' lawsuit made sense with how many songs sounded somewhat similar, no one expected Radiohead to get hit with a copyright lawsuit too. In 1992, Radiohead dropped their debut.
Ooh, I know this one with Lana Del Rey. We did a reaction to this album, by the way, to Radiohead and Lana Del Rey's album. I don't remember what's particular is it. Maybe my last reaction to her, you can see. Last reaction to Lana Del Rey or this Pablo Honey album of Radiohead.
Single Creep, which went on to be the most popular song they'd put out. And while it's an international hit still appearing in pop culture today, the English rock band didn't even like their own song. At first, the track only sold 6,000 copies in its first week and was even censored for being too depressing. That was until it reached the US, which led to Creep's popularity skyrocketing, eventually reaching over 1 billion plays on Spotify. But with all the song success, some other people wanted in on it too. Like I said, it's pretty funny, but Radiohead didn't even like the song, and they even tried to make it worse by adding a scratchy guitar riff. But this song was a double-edged sword, as it boosted their career a ton and also resulted in a lawsuit. They were sued by the Hollies, who recorded a cover of singer-songwriters Albert Hammond and Mike Hazelwood's 1972 song The Air That I Breathe.
Float like a feather, I think I'd pass.
So you can definitely hear the similarities, especially if you listen to the full songs. And this lawsuit was definitely interesting. Since Radiohead didn't even like this song, they were pretty honest in admitting to using The Air That I Breathe heavily for inspiration. Radiohead's guitarist even said in an interview, what happened was, we wrote...
Yeah, it's look like an inspiration. It's not look like whole song. It's just, I don't know, just being stolen. No, it's more of kind of inspiration. It's a mood similar, this kinda, you know?
Creep, and
You know what I mean, like.
the middle eighth just had my guitar playing a tune. And Ed stopped us and said, "This is the same chord sequence as that Holly song," and then sang it. So Tom copied it. It was funny to us in a way, sort of feeding something like that into it. And in another weird twist, the Hollies were pretty happy with Radiohead's honesty. So instead of being greedy and going for 100% of the song, they instead settled for co-writing credits and a smaller sum of money. They said Radiohead agreed that they had actually taken it. Because they were honest, they weren't sued to the point of saying we want the whole thing. So we ended up just getting a little piece of it. A lot of fans agreed that they could see Radiohead's heavy inspiration, saying things like, the melody and the verses of each song is almost identical. Someone even suggested that them ripping from the Hollies may be part of the reason they don't even like this song, seeing as how all their other music is very original. Years later, in a funny turn of events, Radiohead sued Lana Del Rey, claiming she copied Creep with her 2017 song Get Free. At one point, Lana tweeted out, "It's true about the lawsuit. Although I know my song wasn't inspired by Creep, Radiohead feel it was and want 100% of the publishing. I offered up to 40 over the last few months, but they will only accept 100. Their lawyers have been relentless, so we will deal with this in court." After this, Radiohead's publisher confirmed that they were seeking songwriting credits, but denied the existence of a lawsuit. And soon after, Lana said at a show, "My lawsuit's over. I guess I can sing that song anytime I want." So it's pretty funny that Radiohead sued Lana or pursued writing credits, even though they lost a copyright suit for the song they're claiming she stole. In all of these cases so far, though, it's been pretty obvious and sometimes even admitted by the artists that they were influenced by others. But Ed Sheeran claimed that he was just a victim of people trying to take his money and profit from his success. In 2014, Ed Sheeran released his smash hit Photograph. It's one of the biggest songs of all time and spent 50 weeks on the charts. But about 2 years after its release, he was sued by two songwriters named Martin Harrington and Thomas Leonard. These guys wrote the 2011 song Amazing by Matt Cardle. They were suing for a whopping $20 million and said the copying is in many instances verbatim, note for note copying, and makes up nearly one half of Photograph. The songwriters that were suing also had the same lawyer as Marvin Gaye's estate, which is definitely interesting. In the suit, they claimed that the chorus of both songs had 39 identical notes, with similarities instantly recognizable to the ordinary observer. They also submitted the sheet music and chord structures, but I can't read music, so I don't know what any of this means. Well, I guess some of the sheet music looks similar, but I'll just show you guys the song.
So you can keep me. How did you find me?
Eventually, though, they settled out of court and the case never actually went to trial, so we don't know how much Ed Sheeran...
What the hell? What the hell? It's just same words and a little bit same melody stuff. But you know when you should claim, when just people took your song, cut it a little bit and just put it like this. Totally, yeah. You should for credibility, but not for inspiration, not for 16 notes from this song. Like it's ridiculous, even, you know, it's getting ridiculous. Like
actually ended up paying, but it's safe to assume he paid them a hefty amount if it wasn't the full $20 million.
We were basically advised to settle that because I was on tour, lots of other things going on. It was basically, you haven't got one time to do this, and also there's a culture around this that you probably would lose.
He also said that he regretted settling for a variety of reasons.
Do you regret settling there, or do you think that was then and this is now? And
personally, yes, and but not from a, it's not from a financial point of view. It's from a like actual, like I didn't play Photograph for ages after that. I just stopped playing it. I felt weird about it. It kind of made me feel dirty. And we've now got to a point where we actually own all of the song again. We've managed to get all of our bits back, and again, not from a financial point of view, just to feel like it was our song again.
Ed said that he regretted settling because it opened the floodgates in a sense. He said that people thought, well, if he settles for that, then maybe he'll settle for this. This is because he got sued for his song Shape of You with another person claiming he stole from them. But this time, he won. He said in this case, he pulled out his guitar and showed the jury how many songs sounded similar, and then it's just a common occurrence in music. Apparently, Marvin Gaye's greedy-ass kids tried suing him too, which is just crazy. So I think the lesson from...
Bro, no, they for real greedy, like for real, like you can't suit only for inspiration, only for similarity, because it's music, you know. Music is music. I can suit you also, like for using guitars, you know, like who gives you this credibility? Just I don't know, just have all patterns for it, for guitars, for all instruments. Buy all patents for them and just claim that all songs are mine, and just take all 100% of all songs, like your instruments sounding like my instruments, but I have patents. Like, give me all your money. It's ridiculous, bro.
This video is that copyright infringement.
It's same like my psycho theory about this buying instruments. No, like for real, a little bit chords sounding familiar, similar. It's okay, it's music. But if whole song, like its lyric stuff a little bit, like some words, or it's I don't know, like if it's combined with lyrics, mood, with some chord progression, a little bit notes, if it's all combined, all of this, okay, this is truly you can suit. It's agreeable, but if not, it's just nuts. If not,
law is pretty stupid. I mean, a lot of these songs may have
Yeah.
sounded similar, but at the end of the day, it's not possible to come up with something entirely original. All music is inspired
Yeah.
by something, and it's inevitable that there are going to be popular songs that sound similar to another song. Regardless, let me know what you
even if not inspired, just you can come up with it just by like, I don't know, by any reason, you know. Sorry for my English, I'm foreigner. I think it's interesting to react, to see reaction of foreigner people who thinks about this, you know. Just another opinion, you know. I did like this video. Original is down in description if you want to see. Bye for now.